Working with the blue beings part 2. This is a follow-up from my first video. I've had much more inspiration now because I've been working with them more and more and more, and my opinions changed slightly on where they are coming from. I'm also very blessed to have really resonated with certain things from Christus Avatar, Ashayana Deane. It's helped to give me a much deeper understanding, so I'd like to credit them as well because this really does resonate with me. I'm reading from an auto cue because I've had to script this video because there's so much information. I was writing it down and I want to give you everything I can. The blue lights and what I've learnt, meeting the blue beings and working with them. As we touched before, the teachings from Ashayana Deane and Christus Avatar come from the Law of One, the Emerald Order, Emerald Covenant, the Inner Christos teachings. If you're not familiar with this, I recommend you watch. In healing, as a healer, we talk about the etheric field and the blueprint of the body, which I've discussed in my other videos. And that is kind of where I thought I was seeing the glimmers of light coming from. But I think there's more to it. And I was starting to see the blue lights constantly, not just when I was working on clients giving healing. I would see these blue lights dancing on the floor in the bathroom, in the kitchen, with me all the time. They would be around my cat. I was starting to think, okay, I'm not actually doing healing now, but I'm still seeing these. But the blue ray is a level of yourself, and we have obviously our soul, we have oversouls, we have an avatar levels of our soul. So when we're seeing the blue, this comes from the throat chakra and the opening of that portal. So this is the 5D. This level of yourself is the 5th dimension, so the archetype mind. So the blue throat chakra is the gateway to the 5th dimension. And when you open that chakra, you are going to receive some of that energy, some of that inner knowing and yourself at that level. So if you are an indigo or a starseed, an empath, I class myself as an indigo. There's a small percentage of our population that is awakening, and they are experiencing their higher selves. We have a multi-dimensional consciousness that comes from our chakras because these are gateways. The chakras are portals to the higher consciousness and understanding of everything. So most human beings on the planet right now are in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd levels of consciousness. That is called 3D. That's what we mean when we say 3D. So the Christ consciousness resides in the 12th dimension, which we can all potentially reach that level of consciousness if we wished and if we practiced. And that is the level of just unconditional love, otherwise known as sort of omni love, pure love. So every density has dimensions in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, and 6, that has angelic frequency in it. And then the next level, 7, 8, 9, that's your archangels. And then you go up to the liquid light level. In the top level, that's where you're going to see plasma. And then following on from that, as the earth will first transition to Tara, then to Gaia. Okay, so indigo starseed aliens, if you are seeing blue people, they are coming. So like you'll see these blue people in Hinduism and things, and I'm not saying that that's right because they worship these deities as gods. There's only one God, so I don't personally believe that, but they come from they are the Maharaji blue humans. They have blue skin. They are the Magi Holy Grail. They are the indigos coming through the blue people. Maj means magician. And Magi comes from the word Maharaji. Okay, this is actually a Lyran word. The blue beings, if you're seeing a blue being that is feline, like you do in Avatar, they're from a high level. They're the guardian races. Okay, the DNA, their DNA was used to make other beings when they were mixing. So like I said before, you will see these on Avatar, gorgeous avatars, the film. Now, what I was seeing wasn't any of those. What I believe I was seeing was azurites. Azurites have very blue skin, and you might see them with wings or as angels or just as incredibly blue, very etheric beings. Now, these beings are 48 DNA stranded being. These beings are part of the blue flame, the gold flame, and the violet flame. They're in the Rishi level. Okay, so these are super duper, as Davian would say, spiritual badasses. just the purest, most beautiful energy. And I have had the pleasure to be sort of held in a gathering with them. Watch my other video, I'll link at the end about that. Receive information from them, light language. I've also seen golden beings on the beach, actually in Portugal. They were walking down the beach and there was 3 of them. And I do go into a bit of a peaceful, loving trance when I talk about it because it was so special. So these are of the density of the 13th and the 14th and the 15th dimension, okay? The Rishi. And these have all the DNA within this level. So on the planet Earth at the minute, we have the indigos. We have indigo type 1, 2, and 3. Most people are type 3. As Fabian would explain this, type 3, you are essentially a host. It can be that there's sometimes 2 souls within that body because the DNA of the body is a host matrix. So the guardians are helping the Nephilim, the Anunnaki, return back to the light because that was the agreement. The beings have requested it. So they must live within an Oraphim angel. We are, the indigos are Oraphim. We come through the Oraphim DNA, and that is linked to Sirius B, which is in the 6th dimension. And Jesus, that's exactly where he came from. Jesus is in Indigo 1. Indigo 1 would be of the sort of highest level of pure unconditional love, omni-love, no polarization, no dogma. A starseed is essentially the Christ consciousness, okay? Living in parts of you, which is God. So God is living in parts of you. It's the God spark. When you really start to awaken and really feel deep into this energy, you just love everyone. You just have so much love and compassion, empathy, and you see everyone as being holy, even when they're different. You are able to forgive. And I don't mean you become a martyr, but indigos have come from the 13th, 14th, and 15th dimensions, or ascended masters in the really high levels. They have 24 strands of DNA. So essentially, indigos, when we come here, we are holding code. And it doesn't matter if you've been on a journey where you weren't awakened. I don't know, let's just say you've had a really turbulent time. Most do, because indigo 3s tend to be the ones in chaos. It tends to be the one where your journey started off, maybe you've been addicted to smoking, drinking, you've been tempted by these other things. You may have gone down the path of like divination, maybe being drawn to dark arts, because they're always trying to tempt you off the path, because they know when you come in, they know that your DNA is different. They sense it, so they don't want you to awaken. Normally, indigo 3s have had a bit of a tough journey because we are all holding code, and this code is for everyone else. If you think about most people on the planet only having a 3D consciousness, the code that we bring in helps to awaken the consciousness. Those people in the 3D, because they're living in the lower chakras, they have no connection to the higher ones. Some of them are just, you talk to some people and they have no knowledge or even the slightest understanding of, let's just say something as simple as maybe karma, things to a spiritual person which are quite obvious. There are a lot of people that have absolutely no clue. That's 3D. We've all been hybridized through them tinkering with us, our DNA. We've all been hybridized in the way that there's been interbreeding going on, different races, different aliens, let's say, trying to mix high vibrations, frequency, falling from grace, trying to mix with other things. Our planet was Lyran. We came in to Atlantis and to Lemuria, the indigos, the starseeds. We were probably priests, teaching, helping, not priests in religion, not the fake priests. We were true priests, helping and healing people, showing them the way. Because there's been so much interception and our planet they've been warring for it. It's like watching a Marvel film, okay? These wars going on in the galaxies, that's what happened. They wanted to take control of this planet. They did, to a certain extent. But when people talk about this being a prison planet, it isn't. It might seem like that. It was never intended to be that way. Just because these lower beings that fell from grace, the fallen angelics, yes, they were very successful in hijacking it, but this is the awakening now, and it's been going on for a long time. And as I was saying before, working with the blue beings, when I give healing, I can feel the energy so powerful and pure and loving and kind. And my clients will say afterwards that they feel completely different, as in light. They always say, I feel so much lighter, I feel peaceful, I feel calm. And these blue beings are the true healing beings. They really are. So I really thank you for watching my video. I'm going to make another one and break this down a little bit, because I know I may have gone slightly off course, but it's really hard because there's so much to talk about and you just like blah, blah, blah. So I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will speak to you soon.